Hello folks, it's Nick here for Nick's News and Reviews, and it's time for a weekly roundup. Today is the 16th of January 2015. If you're used to watching these videos, you know what's going to come up. It's a roundup of the weekly gameplay videos that we've put up there, just to index it a little bit. So what games have we had a look at this week? Well, bizarrely this time round, the two Amiga games I reviewed predate the Spectrum game. I know, absolutely crazy. There's a lot of odd things that have been going down this week. Well, let's start in 1989. We start with Batman, the movie by Ocean. Quite a good game this. A lot of people, it would have been the first game they played on the Commodore Amiga because it come with an initial pack there. It's a good game, I think. A lot of people knock it. Some people think bits of it are quite boring, but it holds together quite well. It's one of the better movie tie-in games because, as you are aware, quite often games with a movie tie-in bit are pretty much crappy because they know they're going to sell anyway. Well, this game's got multiple stages. There's Batman walking through the Axis chemical plant first of all. There's a driving stage, which is a bit tricky, and a stage where you're controlling the Batwing. We have to cut balloons with gas going up in the air. But yeah, it's a good one overall. A good mixture of puzzles and well, driving games and time related stuff. Batman, you can't go wrong with Batman. We'll also be looking at that game, I think, on the ZX Spectrum in times to come, and another game, Batman Orientate, called The Caped Crusader. Next on the Amiga, now this is a bit of a dog, this one. There's a couple of dogs this week. But this is Afterburner 2 by Activision, also from 1989. Now, Afterburner by Sega wasn't too bad on the Amiga, although it wasn't my favourite version. Afterburner 2, that is a disaster area. There's added speech, but it doesn't really make too much sense. Some guy shouting 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, but it bears no relevance to the gameplay, which I can tell whatsoever. The animation is jerky, it's a pain in the bum to play, don't really play it. Afterburner 2 could have been good in the arcades, but on the Amiga there, under the hands of Activision and programmed by Argonaut Software, it's absolutely terrible. You control your F-14 Tomcat again, and the stages are all the same as the original Afterburner. But I'm glad Sega redid this, because this is absolutely terrible. Don't agree with me? Well, you can do if you want. It's the only sensible decision. But look at the video first, then make your own mind up. You might have seen this game on other handhelds or other computers, and they're a lot better. And then we come to that ZX Spectrum game I was talking to you about. It's a Defender clone. It's called Guardian 2, released in 1991 by High-Tech Software. If you're used to Defender, you know what to do. There's astronauts walking along this 2D landscape. You're in a spaceship up above, and you've got to prevent aliens and nasties coming down and kidnapping the astronauts in certain waves. Once you destroy one wave, another wave turns up. This isn't a bad clone, it plays quite well. It was by, we have to say, High-Tech Software. To give its full name, is Guardian 2 Revenge of the Mutants, and they come thick and fast. I found this game quite tricky, but I do with Defender anyway. It's a good one. Check that one out. If you've got an opportunity to play it, do so as well. Bit one of the late Spectrum games, 1991, where it's battling against the Amiga and other 16-bit consoles such as the Atari ST. But this isn't too bad. The game I'm playing is the 128K version, so it's got enhanced sound. Not bad at all. Now it's time for another dog. It's on the Game Boy Advance. It's called Mortal Kombat Advance by Midway Games from 2001. Now, I've never been that good at Mortal Kombat, big surprise, but other incarnations of the game have been quite good. They've had good graphics, there's a lot of gore, which is the main cell of Mortal Kombat. I don't know what was going on with this episode, if it was rushed through. You're fighting different characters around the world and aliens as well, but it plays quite badly. They've had to trim it down to cater for the Game Boy Advance's controls, so there's less moves there. Because the buttons are quite close together, it's awkward to play. Better on an emulator though, ironically. It's not a good one. I prefer Tekken Advance or Street Fighter 3 Alpha if you're going to select a fighting game. Good to look for history values, but they could have done a lot better. The sound is okay as you expect, but it's lacking in great potential there. Difficulty settings, about 4 different tournaments, easy going through to, I think, Grandmaster. Avoid it if you can, worth looking at for history purposes, but nothing else. Unless you're some sort of crazy masochist. Thought I heard some sort of robot thing then. Weird. Okay, maybe Skynet's coming. And the next one, and the last game we looked at, was on the Pinball Arcade, the last of the core tables that we were having a slow look at. This was Ripley's Believe It or Not by Farsight Studios in 2012, based on the Stern table from 2004. Now, Ripley's Believe It or Not is a sort of like almanac of all strange going on in the world. The Elephant Man, tap dancing penguins, probably the Loch Ness Monsters there, and all strange things where you're supposed to read it and think, do I believe this or don't I? It's up to you, but it's been put into a pinball table, which is quite nice, a bit crazy. A lot of odd things go on this table, lots of cool speech. It's one of the, well, as I say, out of the four, I don't know, it's up there. It probably ties with Tales of the Arabian Nights and Theatre of Magic. I like those. Just a shade above the Black Hole, which is an earlier table. So yeah, that's what we've been looking at this week. And this is probably the last video I'm going to put up using my laptop. See, I kidded you there. I got a new computer that's arrived, so that should speed up things a great deal. I should do a few extra special effects and stuff, and it won't take 100 hours to render and upload. So instead of me missing the evening slot and it happening the next morning, as you might have noticed, regular watchers of this channel, it'll be there straight away. Hooray! So keep watching the channel. All your comments is always appreciated. Until next time then, goodbye. What? Oh my god, it's a weird thing again.
Goodbye.